Hi, I'm Christa Jacobson, headmistress of the Budo Ryu Kai, where we teach authentic ninjutsu and classical samurai Bujutsu. And for those of you who don't know what that is, those are the ancient martial arts of the ninja and samurai. Today I'm going to make a quick video for my Q&A playlist on my YouTube channel, and we're going to discuss the difference between a student and a supporter. I got a really good question the other day on YouTube, so I thought I would tackle this. I do get that particular question a lot, and it's something that I've talked about in 20-30 videos, students, supporters. I always say thank you to my students and supporters, but I've never really defined what that is. And because of the question that was asked the other day, I thought I would take this moment while I'm driving home to answer that particular question. Now, for those of you guys who do not want to, hear me carry on with a really long description of the two, then I'm just going to be simply put, so you guys can just get the quick answer, and then if you don't want to watch the rest of it, you don't have to. The quick answer is students train in the Budo Ryu Kai. They literally train with me, and they're training the art. Supporters are the people that show support. They buy products, they buy books, they subscribe to the channel, they post comments, and that kind of shit, right? But they definitely got to support the school in some way or another. Now, there's lots of people who watch my videos that don't show support, and that sort of thing. So that's really what this video is about, because I really want to kind of discuss that in this particular video, because a lot of times, maybe my students, they are students of the Budo Ryu Kai, but maybe they want to know how they can show some more support. So we'll kind of get into that as well. So if you guys aren't really Budo Ryu Kai students or Budo Ryu Kai supporters, I'm not for sure that this is going to be the most fun video that you're going to watch for my channel, but nonetheless, it's going to be one of those that probably be pretty informational for those of you guys who do, train with me or support the organization. So simply put, a student trains, period. That's it. If the student is training in the art, they're sitting in, if you're in the online dojo, you're sitting in your review videos, you're doing the workouts, you're interacting online, you're doing what you need to do to train in Ninjutsu and Bujutsu as taught through the Budo Ryu Kai, right? And if you're in one of our schools, you're going to the classes, you're taking care of your responsibilities to the dojo, you're training, you're showing up to your classes as you're supposed to, and you're doing the training. That's a student. A student is someone that has to be formally training. Just because you're watching my YouTube videos and you're trying to reenact the techniques that I'm doing does not make you a Budo Ryu Kai student. Now, on that note, there are students who leave. And when you leave the dojo, you're no longer a student. I'm not trying to be a bitch or an ass or anything like that. It's just the facts. If you go to college, let's say you're going to go to KU University. I live about 20 minutes from KU. 20 minutes-ish from KU University. If you go to KU University, and let's say you enroll for semester number 1. Okay, well, if you don't enroll for semester number 2, the second semester, you're not a student at KU anymore. You are an ex-student, or you used to be a student. You're not a student at KU University anymore. That's how it works at the dojo. For some reason, people get this idea that because they're a student, or they was a student, that they're still a student, and they haven't gone to the dojo in like 6 months. You're not a student anymore. You may be a supporter, but you're not a student. And that's what I mean. I want to make this video to clearly define the two, because the question that was asked on YouTube was, you always say, I want to say thank you to my students and supporters. And I say that in a lot of my videos, that I want to say thank you to all my students and supporters, blah, blah, blah. And the question was, isn't that the same thing? And the answer is no, it's not the same thing. Students, the teacher-student relationship is a very special and sacred thing. And if you're a student, that means you are training, you're busting your ass, you're putting your blood, sweat, and tears on the mat. You're taking care of your responsibilities to the dojo, you're taking care of the responsibilities to your teacher, and you're physically training in the martial arts that are taught through that particular dojo, whichever dojo you choose to go to. Here it would be the Budo Ryu Kai, and we teach Ninjutsu and Bujutsu and reality-based self-defense and then that sort of thing. Where if you decide to stop your training, you can still support the school, but you're not a student anymore. Now, a supporter doesn't necessarily have to be an ex-student either, right? And a supporter can turn into a student. There's many times we have people that watch my YouTube videos and they start watching them, and and then I start growing on them a little bit, and then they're like, you know what? I think I'm going to join the online dojo, or I'm going to join a dojo that's close to me and maybe take some classes. So that happens as well. But my point is, a supporter is someone that will show support of the school in some way. So they're either buying the DVDs, and maybe, let's take Bob. Bob does Shotokan karate, but Bob is buying a lot of my DVDs because he likes the things that I do, and he wants to supplement his training with some of the materials that I put out in our store. So he buys the DVDs, or maybe he buys some of the books that I've wrote. I've wrote 6 books, right? So he buys some of my books. Maybe Bob comes into one of the seminars that I do, monthly seminars that we have that's available. Or maybe he subscribes to the YouTube channel and he gives me a thumbs up and posts kind comments on the YouTube channel or Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever form of social media, so he can show support, public support of the things that I stand for and teach within the martial arts. So that's a supporter, right? So when I say thank you to my students and supporters, I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because I need the students and the supporters to help spread the word and the philosophies and strategies and tactics and techniques that I teach, and my vision of martial arts with the world. And the Budo Ryu Kai, we teach authentic ninjutsu and classical samurai bujutsu, but also we do take those ancient ways and we do modern variations, reality-based self-defense, concealed carry, and things like that. And I want to take those strategies and the things that I believe in and push that so more people can see what it is that we do, so they can get involved in something that's real. I've said this a million times, and I believe it wholeheartedly. I think 99% of martial arts, regardless of what you're studying, 90% are bullshit, and 90% of teachers are bullshit. They're going to do something that they feel that they can make money on. They will literally leave a harder program and real physical training to do something easier to make themselves look better, or to give themselves a little bit more egotistical stroke or clout just so they can make some money. They don't give a shit about the student. If they did, they wouldn't be doing half the shit that they're doing. 90% of martial arts are bullshit. 90% of martial art teachers are bullshit. But there is no one martial art that's bullshit. There are great teachers in all forms of martial arts. The hardest thing for a student who's looking to do martial arts is find a good teacher. That's the hardest thing to do, because most teachers in all types of martial arts, I'll make sure I'm very clear about that, are bullshit. So yeah, you got to be very specific about who you're training with. Do they have the skill sets? Do they have the philosophical angle of the things that you're looking for? Every martial art's gonna, in some realm, every martial art's gonna teach in their realm, in their opinion. I would disagree to a certain extent, but every martial art is going to claim to teach a form of self-defense. It's not like, they don't have an answer to whatever problem you see on the street. It doesn't matter whether you're in karate or aikido or jujutsu or judo or whatever it is. I mean, they just have a different philosophical way of doing it. So everyone thinks that you got to do 25 different martial arts. That's stupid too, and I'm not going to get into that. That's for a whole another video. And I've done the first Dan masters to death, and I will do them more to death, because it's just, martial arts today is just the martial art community today. 90% of it is also just fucking pathetic. It's not just their bottom dwelling leeches trying to make $1. They're fucking pathetic, and none of them were masters to begin with, and they're trying to pin themselves as one. If you want a master's degree, you need to become a master, right? And too many people, they just don't do that. And that's the problem with the martial arts. For you guys who support me or you're training with me, from the bottom of my heart, to all my students and supporters, I do appreciate everything you do for me, everything you do with my family. You guys are coming to all the dojos, you're coming to the seminars, you're training. If you're training with the Budo Ryu Kai, you're a student of the Budo Ryu Kai. If you're not training, you're not putting your blood, sweat, and tears on the mat, but you're showing lots of support, you're buying my books, you're buying my videos, to all the supporters out there, thank you too. I deeply appreciate it. So when I get that question, well, what's the difference between the two? They are different. And I love everyone, and I'm trying to help as many people as I can in the martial arts. And even though you may be training in, say, like I said, karate or aikido or something, but you're buying my books and videos and things like that, and you're trying to supplement your training with that, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a Budo Ryu Kai supporter. You support what I'm doing, and you're trying to apply it to what you're doing. And if you guys are students and you guys are here and you're busting your ass and you're learning the curriculum and you're learning the ninjutsu and bujutsu and the martial arts and the methods that we teach here, then you're students. And again, I deeply appreciate everything that you're doing. And if you guys are students and you're also coming to the events and you guys are also buying the books and DVDs and you're doing more than just, coming to the classes, you're doing the extra stuff. You're a student that also buys the books. You're a student that also gets DVDs. You're a student that also comes to the events, and you do the extracurricular training. Well, you're not just a student, you're a student and a supporter. You're both. And for those students those are the ones that you see at the dojo all the time, deeply honored and appreciated that you guys come to the dojo and you support and you train, and I'm honored for everyone who wants to work with me. And if you're showing love and support to the dojo, I do appreciate everything from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. And for you guys who are watching my YouTube channel, if you're new, and it's the first time you've seen me, then again, my name is Christa Jacobson. I'm the head of the Budo Ryu Kai, which means School the Warrior Way. We teach authentic ninjutsu and classical samurai bujutsu. You should check out our website at www.budoninjutsu.com. There you can get a list of what we do. If you guys are interested in Japanese martial arts, reality-based self-defense, philosophy, martial arts, thoughts and philosophy, things like that, survival training, weapons training. If you guys are interested in those kind of things and you have an open mind, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to click the little bell. That way you guys can get the updates. I do post 2 to 3 videos a week, so make sure that you guys do click the little bell so you get my updates. And yeah, you can keep up with my channel, and who knows, maybe if you keep up with my channel, you might like some of the things that I do, and then you might buy some products and you get involved in what we're doing, or maybe one day you can be a student in one of our dojos as well. So thank you guys very much for all of your love and support. I deeply appreciate it. Until next time, take care, be safe, and good luck in your journey of Budo. Bye.